So as I start the recording there, a little box sometimes jumps up on your screen. You have to click OK or got it to clear it out of the way. And then take some time here to set up this exact situation here. So what I have is two chairs with a high enough back that my hand can touch it so that it's there to help me balance, right? So you want to have two of those with the backs facing in, and you create a little frame. So there's this little space in between those chairs. That's where we practice all the movements, but the chair's there to keep us balanced and safe. And then you have a third chair behind that to sit. So then this is how you want to set up for the class. If you take the time to set up the class just like this, the two chairs, third chair, a little space here in front, then you'll be able to just flow with each exercise, one to the next, and there won't be all this hullabaloo, right? So highly recommend you do that once you've got that set up. And again, if you only had one chair, you could have your countertop or a desk, and then that one chair, and then here. So the goal is that you have on either side of you to. Importantly, you don't want to have the chairs so close together that there's no room. You don't want to have them so far apart that you have to really go all the way over here and all the way over there. So you can see it's maybe, 1, 2, 3.5 feet or so between. And then for some of these, for this class, my top of my head might be a little cut off because I want to show the ground, the feet, this interface down here. Okay, so once you got that all set up, then we can commence. And I've muted everybody so that the airwaves are clear, but if you have a question of any kind, feel free to unmute and ask that question. Okay. We begin this class similar to how we begin the Friday class, because the infrastructural alignment and all the different mechanisms are involved, whether we're doing upper body Tai Chi or we're doing the lower half gait balance work. So we always begin by sitting at the front edge of your chair, creating your zhong-zheng, or your central upright. Remember that normally, habitually, we are slouching. The head is too far forward. The back is spilling back. That just happens because of gravity and time. So the way you correct that is tip your pelvis a little bit forward, lift that chest up a little bit, and bring the chin slightly down. So the crown of the head is as if dangling from a string. And then we breathe. Oh, I'm sorry. Be breathing, of course. But once we've created zhong-zheng, then relax, soften, release, unclench the body as best you can. And when we relax the body, that allows two things to happen that are important. Sort of like a separating of something that when we're tense or slouched, these things are convoluted, they're stuck together, they're jammed up. And when we correct our posture and then relax, there's this separation of downward settling called chunwa. Let this sinking happen through your body, through the chair, and feel connected to the earth, grounded and stable by relaxation. And at the same time, the down is happening, the qingling, or the light, buoyant, nimble quality starts to pervade the body. So again, body upright, first and very important. Song, soft and pliable, relax without losing your body upright. Allow the downward settling, and feel the light and nimble buoyancy through the body. Now, inside of this setup, breathing in through the nose. Hold that full state a little bit, out through the nose or the mouth. All the way out. Inhale through the nose when you're ready. Hold that full breath, out through the nose or the mouth. We could spend 20 minutes straight doing just this breathing, and it would be 20 minutes well spent. We're not going to do that because we got other things to get to. But in your own time, let this be your bare bones meditation, body-mind centering practice. Body upright, relax, downward settling, buoyant nimbleness, breathing. Let's do about 5, 6 more. Let's add to it. Slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades squeeze back. Lift your chest up, chin up, arch your back as much as you can. And then settle back to that neutral position. From there, slide your hands forward past your knees, hollow the chest back, rounding your back, and drop your head all the way down in front. Come back to that neutral, sitting up straight, and then slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, arching the whole body, and settle back to neutral. And then slide those hands forward past your knees, hollow the chest, round the back, drop your head. Let's do 3 more. Add the breathing. Inhale as you slide hands, shoulders, elbows, shoulder blades back, chest and chin up. That's an inhale. And then exhale as you slide hands forward past the knees, hollow the chest, drop the head and round the back. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale, arching. Exhaling, just settle to neutral and go into your twist. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back. Turn the shoulders, turn the head to the right. Back to center as you inhale. So you're back to this neutral position. And then right hand forward, left hand and elbow back as you twist or turn to your left. Inhale back to center. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back, shoulders turn to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Couple more. And back to center. Third one in this little set. Arms hang. Shift the weight to your right buttock and just bow the body a little to the right. Now what you'll notice is you bow to the right, this shoulder kind of feels a strain on it and it limits our movement. So that's why we want to just float the wrist up. You see how I'm doing it? I'm not swinging it out like this. I'm not forcing up the elbow. It's as if there's a string tied to the wrist. So just float this wrist up a little bit in front of you. This allows you to then lean more. Lean a little bit more, almost like you're going to fall out of your chair, but don't. And then come back to the middle. Both buttocks on the chair, both arms hanging, crown of the head is up top. Then we go the other way. Shift to the left buttock. Lean. As you're leaning, float that right wrist up to give us the freedom to lean more. You can even lift your right foot a little bit as you teeter at the edge of the chair, and then come back to the middle. And then shift to right buttock, lean, float the left wrist up, soften your right hand long, like you're trying to touch the floor here, and then back to center, and then lean. There's certain Qigong exercises that are, they describe them as the monkey exercise. So that can sometimes help, is this feeling of sort of a playful little monkey, a little gibbon. And what this helps us find is our middle. So we're down on one and up on the other, and then down on this one and up on this one, and we're moving on all sides. But the middle, this middle pivot, is being cultivated. One more. And we're back to middle. Now loose arms. Let's lean forward from the hips, float your arms forward, touch the back of the hands together and lift the arms up, chest level. Let's go open, big open. Get the arms a little behind the body and then float the arms down and then hang them right by your sides. Let's do that 3 more times at that level, chest level. Forward and up. Big open. Palms face forward, slide them down. Neutral. 2 more. Forward and up. Open. Down. Neutral. 1 more. Forward and up. Open. Down. Now we go full range, whatever that is for you. So it could be just a little higher than what we just did, or possibly it could be quite a bit higher above your head, opening out to the side and all the way down the side until you hang neutral. Let's do that 3 more times. Forward and up. All the way up. Out and down. So sometimes people think when we're doing this stuff with the upper body, they can say, well, I thought this was gait and balance. How come we're doing arms and shoulders and spine and everything? But what you'll come to understand is that is absolutely necessary. For us to have better stability, we can't be holding on to a sort of residue or plaque in the shoulders, the neck, the upper back, everything there. That makes us top-heavy, clumsy, and not grounded. So the way the Taoists view the body is really elegant. It's beautiful. This idea of hydraulics, fluid, liquid. And there we have it. Now let's do 4 more at each level, but in reverse. Back, out, and up to chest level. Then lean forward, bring them closed, and down. So think of this like you've got residue or plaque stuck, and you're wringing it out, you're cleaning it out, you're allowing for this hydraulic fluid state in the upper body. They use the term top empty so that the bottom can fill. So anything we're holding here needs to be emptied out so it can go down where we need it to be. And eventually there's even bottom empty. So at first we have to empty the top so the bottom can fill, and then we empty the bottom, and that's where we have groundedness and this nimbleness through the whole body. And let's do 4 more, full range. Back out, way up, over. And then lean a little bit forward and sweep down. Under. Then we go back, out, up, over, forward and down. Under. Back, out, up, over, forward, down, under. One more time. And finish. Now, last little set of things before we stand up. Scoot a little bit back on your chair. Right knee, lift. Grab a hold of it and bring the knee more to your chest and softly flex the foot. So now we've loaded the leg, and then we want to unload, fully extend, and then reload, fully bring it up and in, and then set that foot down, relax. Other leg, load, push and extend, reload, down. Other leg, load, push, load, down, load, push, load, down. One more, load, push, load, down, and load, push, load, down. Now we've used the hand to kind of make sure we got full range. Now do 2 each with no hands. So see if just with your brain you can pull that leg up and in with a flexed foot, fully extend the leg, bring it back up to that fully loaded, and then set it down. Switch, load, push, load, down, load, push. So it's the same idea of emptying out what's stuck. We're folding and then extending and then folding again, down, and scoot to the front edge. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Before we do that, straighten the right leg. Now the cleaning out of the foot and ankle. So it's point and flex, point and flex. 3, 4, 5 of these, right? And then tilt the foot a little in, out. It's called inversion, eversion. Tilt, tilt. And then finally circles. In, around, and out. Circle. And then reverse circle. Out, around, and in. Full circle. And back. Other leg. Straighten. Point and flex. And tilt in, tilt out. Inversion, eversion. Circle in, around, and out. Reverse circle, out, around, and in. And down. Now, scoot back to that front edge of your chair. Final bit with the legs. So the femur bone, the thigh bone, plugs into the hip socket, and it is a ball and socket joint, whereas the knee and elbow, let's say, are hinge joints, so they hinge. The hip rotates, has rotatability. It can also hinge like this, but it also rotates. So let's do that before we go further. So step a little wider than hip distance. Lift your toes up, and turning on the heels, turn the knees and toes in. So feel that ball and socket joint internally rotate, and then lift the toes and externally rotate. Do it again. Lift the toes, internally rotate. Lift the toes, externally rotate. So we got pelvis and spine and upper body separate from the legs. So we don't want these glued together. We want them open, movable, changeable, right? External and internal rotation and neutral. Now bring your feet back to hip distance from that same junction. Now fold. Fold forward, right? And then sit vertical and tip back. We're going to do that a few more times, and this is how we stand up in a moment. So we have hip hinge forward, hip hinge neutral, hip hinge back. Now remember, primary direction is down. This sunken quality gives us stability. So now from here, we're going to stand up by making sure we take care of the down. Slide your feet back a little bit. Now I don't just go up, right? I don't push with force. Instead, just watch what I do one time. Fold. So that's one. The next thing I do is not up. It's this way. Forward. So you see how what that did was it got me out of here and it plugged me into the earth here through my feet. Now, standing up is no problem. So try that yourself. I'll do it with you. We fold, and then we go forward, and you feel your weight get down to the earth through the feet. Then you can just stand up nice and tall. Now, when sitting down, it's in sort of an inverted way. Keep the weight through your feet the whole time. So it's hips back. Then sit the buttocks back, folding in half at the hips, and don't commit to the chair until the last second. Then commit to your chair, and you're out of your feet. So you feel, okay, my feet are empty. Now you have to fold and go forward and commit all the way to your feet, and then stand up tall. Let's do that twice more. When sitting, we fold, and then we commit or plug in. So this idea is a great way to think of how we get grounded is where are you plugging in? You have to be plugged in to the earth some way, somehow. Again, fold. Now you're plugged in through your feet. Come all the way up. Stay plugged in through your feet the whole way down, and then plug in through your butt into the earth through the chair. Now stand up. Now stay plugged in through your feet. Sit, but don't commit to the chair at all. So go as deep as you can, sink down, and then decide, no, actually I want to stand up all the way up. And then add to it this bit. Notice how I can push my hips this way, and it creates a sort of curve to the body. And then find neutral. And then hips back, sink, don't sit in the chair, sink down for a little squat, come all the way back up, and then hips forward and neutral. Hips back and sink the butt. And up. One more. Hips forward and neutral. Now, come to your right side chair. Come stand in front of it. And just watch me for a second, especially if you're newer to the class. So this next little set of movements, two things that we do. First, we just tip to the toes, tip to the middle of the feet, tip to the heel. So notice I'm not lifting anything. I'm not forcing anything. I'm really just, as I like to say, sloshing the liquid forward, middle, back. And so how do I stay plugged in? Well, it's by relaxing down. So now I'm plugged in through just the front of the foot of both feet, then through both front and back, and then I'm just plugged in through the heels. But the key is I got stability. Go ahead and do it with me now. I've got stability as long as I'm plugged in. And the best way to plug in is by relaxing. So when you go forward, tendency might be to grab onto the body, and that uproots you a bit. Relax, and you'll find, oh, okay, I got some stability now. So loosely rocking, not sloppy, but loose. Now, with me, go into your toes, fingers on your chair, push through the toes and lift those heels way up, and then heels down. And then rock back to the heels, keep your hands on the chair, pull the toes up and toes down. Rock into your toes and lift your heels up, down. Rock back to your heels and lift your toes up, down. Again, into your toes, lift your heels up, down. One more. Down. Now, next bit, hands on the back of that chair, walk your feet back. And again, you can see how I do it, and then you can do it as well. So I have to have a certain distance, right? If my feet are too close and I try to do this, I don't have room. I also don't want to be too far away. I won't be stable. There's a sweet spot where your feet are stable and you got room to do this, where you stick your butt way back and fold in half. And this just stretches the low back, the buttocks, the hamstrings, shoulder. Basically, downward dog. And then we just take the pressure off it, chest up, hips forward, and then do it one more time. Hips way back, holding, stretching. And chest up, hips forward. Walk your feet all the way forward, right in front of the chair, straighten up so you're standing under your own power. Turn and face forward if you're not. And we've got our little playground now. So you're near the right side chair in case of emergency. Now, no hands, just stand. Soften the legs a little bit rather than harden them. Soften them so they have a little springiness. Touch your belly button so you feel your middle. And from the belly button, just slosh your liquid a little bit over to the right so it gets more in your right leg. And then find the middle, and then slosh it on over to the left. Remember what I said about plugs and plugging, this idea of a plug in a socket like an extension cord. So feel that. Feel this idea that you're going over to your right leg, and then you're allowing that right leg to take all the body weight down to the earth. And now your left foot should be a little bit empty. Now you can just hang your arms once you found that belly. Now lift the left heel, get to the tippy toe, and then place that heel down, and let's switch that. So we first shift, let the weight get down through that left leg, soften your standing leg, then your other leg being emptier, you should be able to lift and lower, and then we switch again. So from your middle, shift, now you're down through your right leg, lift the left heel, get to the tippy toe, put the heel down with no body weight, shift. Let the weight sink through the left leg as you lift the right heel, down, shift. Now, hand on the chair, lightly or whatever you need, but go tippy toe and lift the toe off the ground. Place the foot down with no body weight, and then switch. So we shift, let the weight get down. This foot being empty, now we can go tippy toe, float, down, shift. So keep the hand on the chair, or some of you have been doing it a while, you know you can kind of play with no hands, right? The key again is, remember all that tension that I was talking about up here? This makes us clumsy. Relax. Sink. Let the weight get down there, and then feel the lightness here. And then switch. Let the weight get down through this leg. Now let's take that up a notch. Hand on the chair for sure. All the way down through your left leg. Tippy toe. Now lift all the way up. Lower the leg down softly. Shift the weight onto it. Now your other leg is empty. Go tippy toe and lift. Down. Shift. Tippy toe. Lift. Down. shift. And some of you may at some point go no hand. But do your best not to prematurely rush to that stage, because what normally happens is people start grabbing and yanking on the body to try to achieve it, and that means they're training the wrong skill. Because remember, the skill is be relaxed. Just see how soft and loose I am and how that makes for a sort of octopus-like functionality. Okay? Now, put all your weight in your left leg and right heel in front. Now this exercise, very important. Bring that foot back and switch. Put all the weight down through your right leg, your left foot, heel out in front. Bring it back. So do not advance your body forward with the foot. So you go down through your left leg, the foot steps, but you have not committed any body weight to it. Bring the foot back, change, touch, bring it back, change. Now all the weight's down through your left. You got this chair nearby. Put your right heel out in front. Now commit all your body weight to the right leg and get to the tippy toe of your left foot. And then commit all the weight back down through your left leg. Get to the tip of the heel of your right foot. And then commit all the weight down. Get to the tippy toe. Commit all the weight down through your left. Nice and sturdy. Now you're on the heel of the right foot. Shift. Shift. This is the best one to try no hands on the chair because we're not lifting the leg at all. We're just finding this freedom of movement forward and back by sinking down, down. Now stay in your back leg. Do touch the chair and let's float the front leg. Bring it down and shift. Back leg empty. Just bend the knee. Touch the toe back where it was behind you and shift. So all the way down through back leg, float, down, shift. Back leg's empty, float, down, shift. From the hip, float, down, shift. Bend, down, shift. Now, definitely hand on chair, full lift of right leg, heel touch down softly, shift forward, and then back leg come forward and up with it. Reach the toe back behind you and shift. Weight is down underneath, which allows safely lift and lower. And then the weight is down underneath, which allows the lift and the reach back. Two more. Down. Up. Because too often what happens is we get caught up in the up instead of the down, because it's the down that provides the stability for the up. Okay? And we'll switch. Feet together. Side step over to your other side. Level 1, 2, and 3. But first, we go the weight down through your right leg, left heel steps out. Step it back and switch. So it's just a great exercise. This is one you can do if you're waiting at the line at the coffee shop or whatever. You just kind of shift and put that heel out there. Bring it back, shift, heel out. And then let's go down through the right leg, left foot out in front, and we go shift, shift, shift. One of the keys to this is that there is no part of you that should be leaning or pitching or tilting forward. When we do this, we've gone too far. When we do this, we've gone too far. We need to just be vertical and get down, down, down. And just be relaxed. Level 2, hand on chair, we go lift, lower, shift. Back leg empty, we go lift, lower, shift. Practice staying underground. So remember that plug concept. You're just changing, okay, now I'm plugged to the earth here. And then now I'm plugged to the earth here. Plugged. Changing where you're plugged. Now stay in the back leg, hand on the chair. We go full lift. Down in front and shift. And then back leg comes forward and up. Reach it back. Shift. And then we're down through the back leg, lift. Lower. Shift. Forward and up. Back. Shift. Up. Down. Shift. Forward and up. Back. Shift. And then feet together. Side step. Go back to your first side. Make sure you're near enough to the chair. Now, all your weight in your left leg, right heel in front. Shift into that right leg. You've moved forward one step. Step your left heel out in front and then shift into it again. So now we've moved 2 steps forward and then shift into your back leg. You've moved 1 step back. Step this foot behind you with the toe, then commit the weight to the leg. Forward. Down into the front foot moves you forward. Step without any body weight in the leg, and then down into that leg moves you forward. Reverse. Down into the back leg moves you back. Step without any weight, and then down. So you can get that to flow a little bit. Down, step, down. Down, step, down. If when you do this, you find yourself sort of almost falling backwards, almost falling forwards, it's because you're putting your face out there, your chest out there. You're doing something extra that actually you just need to be relaxed and go down and down. So less is more. Down, down. Level 2 here, hand on the chair. We go lift and lower, just like we did before, and shift. Now there's an obstacle on the ground. Pick up your back foot, step over it, put the heel down in front, and then shift. And then a little flamingo. Lift and lower. Shift. Now this front leg. Lift, tuck, reach, and then shift. So now the weight's underneath. We go float. Then we shift. Step over an obstacle and shift. Float the back foot. And then shift back. This one's always a little trickier. This extend the extension cord. Right? Rather than being stuck to the leg and going back, we want to extend to the earth and then plug in. Now let's apply that in the big full range. Hand on chair, we go lift, lower, shift. Back leg empty, we go heel to butt, knee to chest, full extend, heel to the ground, and shift. Now forward and up. Reach the toe back, shift. We go up, tuck, reach, shift. And it's up, down, shift. Full range, heel, knee, foot, touch, shift. Forward and up, back. And then remember that extension cord. So we're tucking it up, but then we're extending it back. Shift. Now feet together, switch sides. Level 1. Put all the weight in your right leg, left leg steps in front. Now we go shift, step, shift. And then we go backwards. Shift, step, shift. Shift, step, shift. See if you can be more relaxed. Keep your alignment and then you soften. That softness at first feels less stable. But over time, it's far more stable and functional. Level 2. We go lift, lower, shift. And then this foot's got to step over something, which happens often. You have to pick the foot up and step over. We got to remain very balanced in our standing leg. This one stays empty all the way until it gets to the earth. Then we can commit to it. Little flamingo, lift your foot, put the toe behind and shift. And then this one, like the extension cord, it's up, tuck, and then you got to elongate the extension cord to the earth. Then it's ready for you to plug in. Lift, lower, plug in. Step over the obstacle, extend the extension cord, touch the earth, plug in. Little flamingo, back, plug in. Extension cord, tuck, extend, shift. Now let's go full range, hand on chair for sure here, so you can really challenge all the way up, down, shift, and then that back leg, heel, knee, full extend, down, shift. Now forward and up, back, shift. That full range extension cord, tuck it up, and then extend it out, shift. Shift that extension cord. We're folding up the extension cord and then we're elongating it to the earth. Shift. And this one up, elongate, shift, fold it up, extend it back, shift, fold it, extend it, shift. All the while you're just floating. This middle of you, this pillar, just floating along. And together. Now, move all the way to the far left side of your space and turn down range. So what you can see on my screen is that now I have a much larger runway all the way across, and I've got these chairs still in case I need like that emergency support. So now let's do 5, 6 steps that way, forward, 5, 6 backward. Now put all the weight in your right leg, left heel steps out in front. And let's do this exercise again. We bring it back, shift, step. Bring it back, shift, step. So this just really shows you down is key. It's the down where I am that allows the freedom to step. Now commit down to the new place that moves you forward and step, but stay right where you are. And then commit down, that moves you forward. Step and then commit down. Step, commit down. Commit down. We reverse. Commit down. Now, step behind without going backwards. Find the earth and then commit down. That moves you backwards safely. Once you're stable in that leg, then this foot, free to step, commit down, step with no weight, then commit down, step, down, step, down. So if you've got that first level of it where you really have control over the events of shift without stepping, step without shifting, right? Once you slow down, you get that control, then you can kind of flow it a little bit where you go down, step, and then kind of immediately down, step, down, step, down. And now you're flowing. Now your feet are like wheels, wheeling you forward. And then same backwards, you're going down, step, down, step, down. So it then becomes as if there's no pause. It's like you're just wheeling back. But until you learn how to separate that, it's always going to be kind of clumsy, right? It will devolve to a clumsiness if left unchecked as we age. And Parkinson's just kind of speeds that up. But it's every human being until you consciously learn how to down, 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 down. And the stiffer we get, the less our parts can move, right? Like this, when we walk, we should have this loose turning, right? This is one of the things we work on in the Friday class, is this looseness, right? So let's just do that a little bit. Place your feet neutral and just swing and turn, and allow just this light little turning, right? So it's not like you're turning and turning, right? You're just swinging forward and back and allowing this middle pivot just to go just a little bit. Just a little turn here and a turn there and a turn here, a turn. So that looseness of the upper connected at the middle and the looseness of the lower, eventually you're just walking along, right? Walking along. Just try that for a few, just. And neutral. Now turn and face. Once you're at the starting gate here, turn and face forward. Now we've got our runway that way. Put all the weight in your left leg. Right foot empty, step out, in, out, and in. We're going to do that again. Out and in. Now notice, same rule applies. The weight stays here. The foot step happens empty. Now put the foot out there. Shift down through your right leg. Your body moves sideways. Shift down through your left leg. Body moves back sideways. Down moves you sideways. Down. Any amount of you that leans too much, you've gone too far. You just stay in the middle and go down to the earth, plug. Down to the earth, plug. Plug. Now stay plugged in your right and bring the left foot in, out. In, out. So this is the empty leg. This has Ching Ling, nimbleness, buoyancy. This has that Chun Wan, that sturdiness, that groundedness. Now bring the left foot in as close as you can, feet touching if possible. So it's kind of an unstable place. And now find down through your left and down through your right. Down through the left. So the right is empty. Down through the right. So your left is empty. And now let's put all that together for the Tai Chi sidewalk. Down through your left, keep the weight down there, step your right foot out. Then plug down through your right, step your left foot in. Plug your weight down through the left, step out your right, down through the right, step in with the left. Down through the left, out, down through the right, in. Down, step out, down, step in. Now the other way. Out, down through the left, step in the right, down through the right, step out the left, shift, step, down. The moment I'm committed here and this is empty, this can move. The moment I'm down through here, this is, right? It's free to move. Right? So that's where Tai Chi leads us to speed eventually. Now, both feet about hip distance. Go down through your right, turn from your middle, and sweep your hands across. Shift down through your left, turn, and sweep across. So those of you coming to the Friday class, this is recognizable. This is called the bear washing paws in the string. So this is the most basic Tai Chi movement that has all the elements. It's got the weight change, the turn, and the asymmetrical hand thingy, arm thingy. One is doing brush knee, one is sweeping the leg. Now let's add the walk. So shift to your right leg, brush and sweep across. Now keep your hands over here, step your left foot in. turning the hands around. Now you're ready to go down through the left, keeping the foot close. Turn, brush, and sweep. Now your hands stay over here. Step that right empty foot out. Turn the palms. Now we're ready to go. Shift and turn, brush, knee, sweep the leg. All the weight should be in the right, the hands, the body over here. And then we step that left foot in. Keep that foot in close. Shift down through the left. Turn, brush, and sweep. Then that right foot is empty. Step it out. Shift into the right leg. Turn, brush, knee, sweep the leg. Step the left foot in. Keep the left foot in. As you put the weight into the left leg, keep it in. Turn, brush, sweep. Right foot empty, step out. So you should be traveling across the room. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Left foot is empty, bring it in. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Right foot is empty, step it out. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Now when you reach the end of the runway this way, we go back. Bring the left foot in, then back out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Right foot steps in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Left foot steps out. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Step in. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep, stepping in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep, step out. Shift, turn. Step, shift, turn. Step, shift, turn, brush, sweep. Now when you reach the other end of the runway, we're going to go back again, but we're going to add something. So step your right foot out. Take your left hand up about chest level. Right hand is down in the water, down here. We shift and turn, brush knee, swat the fish. Step the left foot in. As you bring your left hand down into the water, your right arm floats up. Now shift all the weight into that left foot. Turn the body, brush knee, swat the fish. Step the right foot out as your right hand goes down and your left arm floats up. Then we're ready to go. Shift, turn, brush, swat. Step left foot in at the same time that you go left hand down, right arm up. So eventually together, then shift and turn, brush and swat. And then eventually together, right foot out as the arms chain. Then shift and turn, brush and swat. Together, left foot in as the arms chain. And then shift and turn, brush, swat. Right foot out as the arms chain. Shift and turn. So at first be a little bit robotic with it. A little bit robotic where it's like step and bring there. Shift and turn here. Step out and go there. Shift and turn. And then eventually when you get that coordination, then it can really get fluid, right? So now change those hands, left foot in, out, and we shift and turn, brush and swap. Bring the right foot in as the arms change. Shift and turn, brush and swap. Arms change, step out. Shift, turn. Come to the end and maybe even just pause there for a second and then try to coordinate all three together. And then shift and turn, brush and swap. Coordinate arms and foot. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. And of course, those of you that are more familiar, you can flow, right? Now would be a time when we've worked on freestyling and things like that, so you can also work on that. And then feet, hip distance, wash, wash, settle. And let's get a little bit of rotating step just to keep that in the arsenal. So now come and stand right in between your chairs. So they're on either side. Put all your weight down through your left leg. Turn your right foot out, right leg out. Shift all the weight down through your right leg. Turn the body and bring your left foot next to your right foot. So you do a quarter turn right. Put all the weight down through your left leg. Turn your right leg out. Turn the body a little bit out. So we're opening. And then shift all the way down through the right leg. Bring the left foot to match. So now you should be 180 degrees from where you started. And then you put all the way through the left leg. Right foot is empty, so you can turn it open. And then you shift all the way to the right leg. Bring your body around to match where that, or to reorient. Weight down through the left. Turn the right leg open. And then shift and together. Let's do that again to the right. All the way down through the right leg, opening, and shift down. So just imagine that when, this happens a lot when people are sitting on their couch in front of the TV, and they got their coffee table that's in the way. So you have only a little bit of room, but you need to get to the right. So you could sidestep, that's one way, or you could put all the weight and you just turn. You reorient without having to use too much space. You just reorient, shift the weight, and now you're facing this new direction. And this shows up all the time in your life. This need to, I'm facing this way, but I got to go that way. And so get good at emptying the foot and then going in that direction. Because it's the number one time people fall is when they're turning. Down through the left, turn, open, and together. And then let's go to the left. Down through the right leg, open to the left. Shift all the way down through the left leg, bring the right foot to match. Down through the right leg, so you can open. And together. You remember those spirals that we did, the little turn the legs in, turn the legs out. That's to open up this junction, this ball and socket, and it's on those ball and sockets that we can open, right? So if these are stuck, then it's very difficult for us to change and rotate. So find that space in there where you go, whoop, and then shift, bring it together. And then shift, open, together. Go around one more time to your left. You can even get it to flow nicely. Open, neutral. Open, neutral. And then we always finish with a good self-massage, very brief but effective. Hands together. Rub your palms. Rub the back of one hand. Rub the palms again. Rub the back of the other hand. Rub your palms one more time. Now the hands are ready to deliver. Hands on the groin area. We go, we've got this inguinal crease here. You want to go up, down, along it to sort of just clear it. Just think of that idea that you're just getting flow. Place that could be stuck, we're going, no, 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 you want flow. And then we've got the front of the hips right at the top of the thigh, just below the pelvis, right there. Then we got the tail, come around to the tail, up onto your lower back. And then we do, remember our Tai Chi squat, where you sit the butt low, sweep the hands down the outside of the legs, around to the inside of the legs, come up the inside of the legs to the belly. We do that twice more. Groin, hip flexors, tail, lower back, and then all of that we make sure is flowing down the yang channels, around and up the yin channels to our middle pivot, to the belly button. So get all the way to the actual belly button every time. And then one more time. Groin, hip flexors, tail, lower back, outer channels, down the legs, around to the inner channels, up to belly button. And then finally, up the outer arm, over the shoulder. Turn that arm palm up and sweep down to the wrist and off. And we repeat that on the same arm. Turn the arm palm down, go up the yang channels over the shoulder. Turn the arm, sweep down, off. Turn, sweep, turn, sweep, turn, sweep, turn, sweep, sweep, and sweep. Other side. Sweep, turn, sweep, turn, sweep. So this kind of resets the chi plumbing. You could think of it that way, that the chi plumbing flows correctly in a certain direction, and this is just reminding it of that direction. And then we finish with one more wing, roll, fold over top, settling the mind, the energy of the body to our middle battery in the gut. And then sealing the practice, you take center of this palm right on top of the belly button, and then the center of the other palm on top there. And then bow. Thank you, everybody. Great job. If there are questions of any kind, comments of any kind, please feel free to unmute. Just a reminder that PD Active pays for my time, and they rely upon, when and if you can, donations to them. So that's how the flywheel spins. Jane, yeah?
You had talked about having a get-together in person.
Uh-huh.
I don't want you to do that when I'm out of town.
I will check with you first, Jane, when it comes to dates.
Thank you. My granddaughter's birthday's coming up. Thank you.
Yeah, you'll know in advance when we get around to that.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks.
Yeah. Anything else? You'd have to unmute anybody who has anything. Otherwise, I'll just assume
Great session.
you understand everything perfectly. What do you got, Altenberg?
Just saying, I enjoyed the session.
Good.
And I keep working at it.
Yeah. Remember, Tai Chi is everywhere. It's the next step that you take in your life. You're going to shift your weight and walk and relax and check your alignment and check your breath. So it's constant. And to me, it makes life a little more fun to have it be a little Tai Chi gauntlet, a mindfulness gauntlet.
All about doing things with intent.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like doing things that make my living room safer, like turning to face the television.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I love that step.
Yeah, that little rotation where you don't just roll the dice and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, folks. Thank you.
Thanks.